Hey, welcome back to another episode of Simple Truth Television. Today is July 30th, 2022. So, one of the big top stories today is that Joe Biden has tested positive for COVID-19 for the second time. And, the community has been looking out for the day August 10th because that could be the day that, he is removed from office. Now, it's possible that he dies that day. It's possible that he resigns because of his illness. There's a couple of things that could happen on August 10th. But I'm going to show you guys the ritual, why he tested positive for the second time today, how it's connected to the first time when he tested positive on the 202nd day of the year after getting tested at exactly 3:22 p.m. And we're going to talk about August 10th and see why that day is truly perfect for him to exit as the president. Now, I don't know if he's going to get killed or he's going to die from his sickness. I don't know what's going to happen on August 10th. And I don't like to make predictions on somebody's death. But for some reason, August 10th seems very fitting for this man to leave office. And, I usually don't agree with making these predictions of when the person is going to die because I don't think it's necessary. I think we can prove the relevance of the work without having to predict somebody's death. But, a lot of people who are still asleep, sometimes when you can make a prediction and let's say it's correct, it will wake a lot of people up. But on the contrary, if you make a prediction of somebody's death and it's wrong, then people will say, well, there it is. Gematria is not relevant because you said this person was going to die and he's still alive. So that's why I tend not to do it. I have been correct in the past. I made a couple of observations and I said, this person might die soon. And that person died. The actor Dustin Diamond, the day that I found out he was hospitalized at the age of 44 from cancer, I knew that his days were numbered. And then, lo and behold, he ended up dying on February 1st, 2021, I think it was. A day with 44 numerology. So I've made predictions in the past, but I don't like to do it because I don't think it's necessary. But, August 10th, like I said, August 10th looks very perfect. Very perfect day to die by the numbers. Now, according to this report by CNN today, it says here that President Joe Biden tested positive for COVID-19 again Saturday morning, which is today, per a letter from a presidential physician, Dr. Kevin O'Connor, in what is likely a rebound COVID-19 positivity that the doctor noted is observed in a small percentage of patients treated with Paxlovid. Okay. This is the thing. If Joe Biden dies on August 10th, this has to be the greatest prediction of all time. Like, there should be no more doubters after that, because we have the video evidence of multiple people in the community calling this day out. And I don't know. People will still find a way to debate whether or not this is relevant, but notice the physician that announced the news to CNN. His name is the same as the Jesuit order in 2 out of the 4 ciphers. Something that I observed yesterday. Our friend Professor Griff from Public Enemy, he's always on YouTube exposing the cabal, and I just found out yesterday that his name is 177 and 201. So no doubt he's also a Jesuit agent himself. But a lot of you like that guy, but the numbers don't lie. When you write out Kevin O'Connor without the doctor title, his name is 155 like coronavirus. So the perfect person to announce this news to the media, Mr. Kevin O'Connor, the 201 agent. Right now, Joe Biden is 79 years old. And, that is a faithful number, right? The word murder in Gematria Summit is 79. I want to show you guys something. In the NBA Finals this year, remember the Boston Celtics became 79-56. Something that we noticed, and right away we called it. We said, the Warriors are going to win on the road, beat the Celtics at home, and fall to 79-56 all time in the NBA Finals. And the day that happened, I made in a video saying that that the NBA Finals and this year's Super Bowl was connected to Joe Biden, and how I thought those two championships were predictive programming for the demise of our current president. And something that I failed to mention in that video was how these numbers connect to the death of Joe Biden if he does die on August 10th. Because notice Joe Biden, and the way Joe Biden connects to the Celtic is his Secret Service name is Celtic, right? And then in the Super Bowl, they had the last play of the game was Aaron Donald versus Joe Burrow, which is that could mean that Donald Trump will defeat Joe Biden in the upcoming presidential election. That could mean that as well, because they had Donald versus Joe. Like how next year in the next presidential election it will be Donald Trump versus Joe Biden. It could be if he survives August 10th. But notice, like I said, the Celtics fell to 79-56. Those are the Society of Jesus numbers, if you didn't know. Now, this is what's interesting about August 10th. Joe Biden was born November 20th, 1942. He's 79 years old right now. If he does die on August 10th, he will die 263 days after his 79th birthday. And, of course, 263 is the 56 prime number. Society of Jesus 56 and 79. So I'm thinking, was that the reason the Celtics fell to 79-56? Because our current president will die 263 days after his 79th birthday. The guy whose Secret Service name is Celtic? Possibly. So I just want to mention that because that is probably what that NBA Finals was all about. The demise of the Celtic, Joe Biden. All right, so going back to the ritual today, right? So, like I said, Joe Biden is 79 years old. Today's the day with 79 numerology, the Society of Jesus numbers. If you saw what it says on the article, they said this diagnosis was a rebound. The word rebound is 79 like murder as well. And, I was looking at Zach's notes, and he pointed out how this could be a tribute to JFK, which is possible because JFK was the first and only Catholic president besides Joe Biden. And he pointed out how today's the day with 759 numerology and John F. Kennedy is 59, and how Joe Biden won the 59th U.S. presidential election, and how the number 59 connects to Pope Francis. These are all his notes. I just wanted to put this in there because I think all these things are relevant. And, if they are going to kill this man on August 10th, it will most likely, it's definitely connected to the first Catholic president because there's only been two, 46 and 35. And just notice in Gematria, Catholic is 35 and 46. You see how Catholic is 71? August 10th is 71 days before Kamala Harris's upcoming birthday. So we have a big Catholic ritual on August 10th. It says here that Joe Biden was elected the 46th president of the United States, and he became president 46 weeks after the Pope's birthday. And remember, Pope Francis is 59, and then he is diagnosed with COVID for a second time on the day with 59 numerology, which is today. And he mentioned that today is 9 days after his first positive test. And if he does die on August 10th, he will be the 9th president to die in office. And this is very important right here. So today is July 30th, and the date can be written 30/7, like 307. That's the 63rd prime number. JFK died in 1963, right? But you know what else is 63? Something he left this out, and I think this is important. The name Gerald Ford is 63, and it's also 108, like the date August 10th. But the 63 matters because that's today's date, right? Today's day is 30/7, the 63rd prime number. A lot of 63s in baseball today, guys. So if you're decoding sports, go back, look at the schedule. There's a lot of teams that have 63 riddles. Just wanted to give you the heads up. That's a big baseball number. Major League Baseball is 63. Major League is 63. So very possible the 63s played in baseball today. But the name Gerald R. Ford is 63, forwards and backwards, and his name is also 108. And remember, Gerald Ford, with the 38th U.S. president, he was the one that predicted that the first female president will happen only if she becomes vice president first, and then the president who she's serving dies in office, and then she will be moved up to become the president. He said that in the interview. He said that's the only way. And he almost guaranteed it. He said that's the only way that a female will ever be president. She has to become the vice president first. And then the president has to die in office, and then she gets moved up and becomes the president. And he said it like he was really certain about that. But just wanted to point out that the name Gerald R. Ford is 63, and is also 108, like how the date August 10th is written in the majority of the world, 10/8. And like I mentioned, Catholic is 35 and 46. There's only been 2 Catholic presidents, number 35, JFK, and number 46, Joe Biden. Today when I was decoding my daily sports picks, I just knew we was going to get some presidential news because today's the 211th day of the year, the 47th prime number, and 47 is the number with the presidents in the government, right? Notice President, Republican, Authority, Foundation are all 47 in the same cipher. Terms like government, the Democrat, Republican, Whig, which is another party that I don't think exists anymore. Then they turned into the Republican Party. But the name Whig is also 47, like White House, like the letters DC. Obey is 47, right? Authority, you have to obey. Foundation is 47. The name Trump is also 47. So if Biden doesn't die, Trump could be number 47, like how he became 45. Okay. But the name Donald Trump is 48. So he could become president after Kamala Harris and become 48 and beat her in the upcoming presidential election. But if Trump is 47, he could be number 47. But big news on the 211th day of the year. Now, August 10th, right? So look at this. This is why I like the date, August 10th. And, I'm not guaranteed that he will die that day. I'm just saying the numbers fit perfectly. It will be a huge 222 ritual if that does happen, because August 10th is the 222nd day of the year. And notice all these terms are 222. And just remember, from September 11th, 2001 to March 11th, 2020, the day that the pandemic was declared, is exactly 222 months. So we've seen a lot of 2-2 rituals already, from 9/11 to the coronavirus, and what another one it would be if August 10th the president dies, right? But notice Wuhan coronavirus is 222, which could be his cause of death if he does die on August 10th from COVID. Order out of chaos. It will be definitely out of chaos, and that's their motto, right? The Jesuits. Order out of chaos, create the problem, then provide the solution. Mandatory vaccination is also 222. And if the president dies, we might see mandatory vaccination, especially if he dies from COVID. But notice World Economic Forum is 222. Event 201 is 222. Remember the phrase, no mask, no problem? That was a thing that was happening here in New York, where if you didn't have a mask, the police would give you one for free. That phrase equals 222. No mask, no service. Right? You can't go into the store if you're not wearing your mask, because they will not provide any service to you. That equals 222, like New York, New York. And our former mayor, his name is also 222, Bill de Blasio. And again, August 10th is the 222nd day of the year. So definitely a day to watch out for. We'll definitely have some coronavirus news that day, even if it's not the death of the president. But 222, they've been doing a lot of rituals with 222. Also, August 7th is 81 weeks after Joe Biden became the president. And remember, he received 81 million votes, which was a record. When you write up President Biden is 81, the word ritual is 81. And notice his full name is 108. Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. In the most pure cipher, his full name is 108. Just like I said, just like Gerald R. Ford. And of course, that's a special number to geometry and gematria. Gematria is geometry and language. Geometry is 108 forwards and backwards. But yeah, August 10th, 108. And I'm just, again, the fact that it's 263 days after his 79th birthday, and we know how special those numbers are. The Jesuits love 56, 79 rituals. We've seen it in the NBA Finals. And keep in mind that it was Steve Kerr's 263rd day of being 56 when the Warriors won the championship. And 263 is the 56 prime number. Think about that. But this is the video where Gerald Ford, a little girl, asked him. And I really think that little girl was told to ask that question. It was just so obvious because of his response. He was so ready to give that response to that little girl. But I'm gonna play this video real quick, so you guys, in case you guys haven't seen it. This is the moment where the little girl asks the 38th president of the United States, Gerald Ford, if he thinks that a woman will ever become president. And I just want you guys to listen to his response. His response was just like unbelievable. And notice what August 10th is as well. It's Herbert Hoover's birthday. His 148th birthday, by the way. The name Donald J. Trump is 148. And the reason this matters is because this interview was at the Herbert Hoover Library. And if you didn't know, Herbert Hoover was also a president of the United States. He was, I'm not sure what number he was. Let me just look it up. He was a former president, and he died the same day that Kamala Harris was born, on October 20th, 1964. So it says here that he was the 31st president. He served from 1929 to 1933. So number 38 was at number 31's library when he gave out this speech. And how fitting, he died the same day that Kamala Harris was born. Unbelievable, right? And I think the reason they had number 38 give out this speech is because of what the number represents. 38. It represents death, murder, killing, and R.I.P. The word pandemic is 38. The name Hoover is 38. All right. So let's take a listen to the interview.
Very much. It's a very high honor and a very great privilege for me to come to West Branch. Thank you very, very much. It's a very high honor and a very great privilege for me to come to West Branch and to participate in this conference, which is being held here at the Hoover facilities.
Mr. Ford, what advice would you give a young lady wanting to be
Well, I hope we do have
What advice would you give a young lady wanting to become President of the United States?
Well, I hope we do have a young lady at some point become President of the United States. I can tell you how I think it will happen, because it won't happen in the normal course of events. Republican or Democrat political party will nominate a man for president and a woman for vice president. And the woman and man will win. So you'll end up with a president, a male, and a vice president, a female. And in that term of office of the president will die. And the woman will become president under the law or Constitution. And once that barrier is broken, from then on, men better be careful, because they'll have a hard time ever even getting a nomination in the future. But that's the way it's going to happen, and I think it'll probably come sometime in the next 4 or 8 years. Thank you very much.
4 or 8 years, Illuminati equals 48. But I mean, like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what to say. I mean, like, I wish Gerald Ford was still alive. I would have asked him the lottery numbers. The guy's a psychic. Unbelievable. I'll tell you how it's gonna happen. He could have easily just told her, well, hopefully, maybe you will be president one day if you work hard enough. That's it. He could have ended it right there. That could have been a simple answer. No, he gave a very specific answer. He said a male will be president and a female will be vice president, and he will die. How does he know that? And why would you give that answer anyway? But if you measure from March 11th, the day that the coronavirus pandemic was declared here in the United States, to August 10th, it's 883 days, which is the 153rd prime number, another Jesuit order number, 153. So I'm wondering if the reason the Celtics became 79 and 56 is it because the president, whose Secret Service name is Celtic, will die 263 days after his 79th birthday. When 263 is the 56 prime number. We will find out, and again, I don't like making these predictions because it's almost like we're looking forward for the guy to die so we can be right, and I don't like doing that. And like I said, it doesn't matter. Whenever Joe Biden does kick the bucket, it will definitely be by the numbers, whether it's on August 10th or not. Yeah, so this is why, we get in the news today on July 30th. And this is the guy that got vaccinated, by the way. Oh, and going back to the day he got vaccinated, he got vaccinated at exactly 3:22 p.m., which is a number that's connected to Skull and Bones, and it was on the 202nd day of the year. Oh no, excuse me. His first COVID positive test came on the 202nd day of the year, and Skull and Bones is 202. And the day he got vaccinated at exactly 3:22 p.m. Right? And also the huge Skull and Bones ritual. So let me visit the chat just in case I missed anything. Paxlovid. I want to take a look at the gematria value of that. Paxlovid. It does have that 41 like Skull and Bones. Updated COVID booster shots. Another booster, huh? It will be 44 days after the Celtics won the championship. Lost the championship. I forgot what day was that. That was Tupac's birthday, right? 6/16? Today's actually 44 days after the Warriors won the championship. And they won it on the 44th day numerology. Let me see something. Tupac's, June 16th. Yeah, so let me just, I should have measured to the date of finals and the 55 day. It could be 56 days. Look at that. Coronavirus is 56. 56 days after the Celtics lost the championship. Wow. Yeah, he got vaccinated 4 times and still got the COVID. He still got positive COVID. President Harris is 222. Perfect on the 222nd day of the year. So that's another 222 for the list. Mm-mm-mm. No mask, no problem. When I saw that, that made me laugh. And you know, a lot of people got arrested because of that. A lot of people refused the mask, ended up in central booking. Crazy stuff. Oh, and you know what? The first black, you know, Kamala Harris will be the first female president and the first black president. Oh, the first female black president is what I mean, right? So the first female president will be a black woman is what what I really want to say. And being that her birthday is 10/20, notice from her birthday will be exactly 42 weeks. August 10th is exactly 42 weeks from her birthday to August 10th. From my last birthday. That number stamped on black people, right? And if you measure to her upcoming birthday, it's exactly 71 days, like how Catholic is 71. Her full name is 71 in Gematria. Kamala Devi Harris. So that's what I'm saying. That date is so perfect. It lines up perfectly. But we've seen stuff line up perfectly and not, happen. Like, and for another 222, I mean, just look at the year, right? 2022. Okay, so I think we can end it there. But it's just, I've never seen something lines up so perfectly with somebody's death and that for that to happen. I mean, I would be shocked. If it doesn't happen this way. Especially the Celtics becoming 79 and 56 in the finals. Somebody said he got diagnosed 222 days after his birthday. Let me see. The 222nd day of the year. That was July 21st. And that was the day leaving 163 days in the year, the 38th prime. And sacrifice is 46. So. Actually, it was Central Intelligence Agency is 243. So his first positive test took place on July 21st, 243 days after his birthday. Central Intelligence Agency, 243. CIA. Just want to measure from the day he took office, which was, it's 81 weeks, but today it'll be 79 weeks. Look at that, another 79. Yep. Let me just see the 60th presidential selection. When it will be? It will be November 5th, 2024. You get that 121 weeks before the next presidential selection, which will also be on the day with 79 numerology. Actually, no. Today's 121 weeks. It'll be 119 weeks. But I'll leave it there. Thanks everybody for your contributions, and thank you for watching. And let's see, August 10th is the day that we watching. It'll be 10 days from now. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But just want to point this out because all these synchronicities, I cannot see something like this line up and it just be a coincidence. It's just crazy. These are a lot of coincidences. A lot of coincidences. I'll tell you how it will happen.